Hanwha Life read the draft. Zach is very strong in team fights here and can actually have some threat on the KT lineup because, honestly, Atlas, we have to go...
advantage. And they've been able to keep Hanwha Life very honest in their positioning around the map, meaning that this can happen. Score just has his complete run of the jungle for their teams, you know.
I know what Score wants.
He wants Tal, and he's going to get a free body slam in there. The ultimate is going to follow as well. Flash use so that Smeb can't catch up to him with his own, but he's in enemy territory at the moment. So much damage, gets himself the passive shield, but damn! That barrel did some work as Smeb gets hit by the Unstoppable Onslaught. It's a decent array of CC.
2 items and a half. When he has his Muramana transformation and a Lost Chapter on the way to Archangels can be big. Bono being evaded.
Yeah, there's the flash from Smeb as well. They want to get that cell division. Ultimate comes in from BDD. Not going to be able to get any fears, but then it's going to tidy up this kill, deliver it over to BDD, and he's going to have a much better time in the mid lane. Even Snowflower was ready in the wings, waiting to bring them out. And after that boomerang damage, which has been buffed, not going to be going down per champion anymore. Hanwha Life start this one up. Can they do this effectively is the question. As heroic entrance is available from Smeb, they decide to engage onto Zenit, but Snowflower has himself the Devour to get him out of the way. Now Zenit's trying to get the work done, flashes out of the way of the True Shot Barrage, keeps himself alive as the hero's entrance comes in, and Lava is in trouble, taken down early. Zombie Scion can't do anything. It's 2 kills so quickly in this fight, and BDD so masterfully tanking up all of that damage, and Smeb now takes up his role on the front line and will score the last kill for this fight, most likely, as Key and Sungyun have to look on in horror as they lose the fight. These Hanwha Life players, but probably not going to have a chance to. Of course, the Unbreakable, fantastic against Gragas. He's gets the flash, is going to land it. It's going to save Sungyun, but Key might be in trouble. Bono finds himself in exactly the wrong position, has to kidnap his way out of the fight, which is exactly what you don't want to do, but Score snipes him with another barrel. This guy, welcome back, Score. So glad to have you on the roster.
He's just so far ahead of the
deal with Shelly as she charges another turret. Double charges coming in. First turret blood going over to KT as well. I know it's not necessary to talk about it as much anymore, but there's a little bit more icing on this cake that KT have put together. 100%
freebie on the Drake because they know that he's going to be recalling. He's out of the fight for the next 15 seconds or so. They wait out the True Shot Barrage. More difficult to steal away those neutrals now.
Yeah, you're right. The ult unstoppable, so will be able to escape. It's a big button, though, and something that they'll need in these fights as he does spot BDD. BDD deciding not to do anything frisky on his own. Now Key's looking for it. We've got a choo-choo train coming into the back line. That's the Devour to keep the Sivir alive, and now Lava is in amongst 5 members of KT, and Score successfully got rid of the other 4 by himself. Now Lava's zombie form is trying to do some damage, but it's not working. Bono, once again, too low.
Aggressive in lane, so at the end of the day, here he comes. First meaningful pro game. It's actually been very reliable on Sivir positioning, which is not the easy thing to do, but that's not a great moment.
Yeah, that's a Cast Curse right there as the disdain has to be used here from BDD, and he's the one paying for Zenit's misfortune here as Lava takes a lot of damage. All the buttons have been pressed, but KT still looking good. The Ignite is down onto Zenit. Oh my goodness, Snowflower held on to the Devour for so long, and Hanwha Life still unable to do it. BDD finally goes down, and the Zombie Scion also is Tal. That was an one, keeping Bono alive there, but looked interesting. The slowdown going to come in now as Score trying to get away, and Sungyun has to be respected. The cheeky auto is going to make sure that Key pays for the stand behind me that he did not want to commit to. Now underneath this, not actually going to lose that much from this Hanwha, but their health bar is certainly not there, and that means 3 Mountain Drakes now belong to KT. Used just to rotate and get the Sivir over to the Baron and start DPSing it down. Bono going to potentially be able to get in position, but this Baron's going down so fast. 3 Mountain Drakes smashed that one down, and now Smeb able to get a lot of damage onto Key and Lava. Zenit trying to find himself as Bono just not picking the right fight right here. Hanwha Life wander away. They don't have their blob. Flubber no longer able to racking up that score so high. Another taunt on the bottom side of the map as Lava actually taking some relevant damage from Smeb. Now that Void Staff has been picked up, Inhibitor going to fall down in the mid lane. As Hanwha Life Esports look like they don't have any idea what to do at this point in time. Smeb gets another taunt as Bono makes his way in, but could it all be a cunning ruse as Snowflower makes his way around, wants to take his Gargoyle out of that potential fight. There's the flash in from Score. Tal gets himself out of the way with the flash, and now Hero's entrance does come in, but the GA's being popped, and Zenit has to flash to get out of the way. Bono will pay the price once again. Cell Division going to be in there. No teleports invested this time. Sorry, buddy. You are just dead. And the second inhibitor will go down. One remaining, and it doesn't have a turret.
Definitely seeing the sum of the gold lead here for KT. It's difficult to siege with this comp, but when you're 10,000 gold ahead, you can make small mistakes and still win the game.
Yeah, one of those games where you're smacking him with your wallet. Papa Smithy is disdain from BDD to bring himself into the fight underneath these turrets, but they look like they're made out of paper mache this game because they are going down so extraordinarily fast. BDD not even going to have that GA popped as it gets devoured by Snowflower. They're just having fun now as we move to the end of game number 1 and a dominant KT roster victory. Sungyun a big health bar and a lot of items, but there's only one more turret here, and the flash in from BDD as he wants to get that fear doesn't. As now Sungyun and Key have to look on as their Nexus explodes.
Definitely a game of two halves, Atlas. The finesse of KT in the early game to the brute force with the blunt force trauma onto Hanwha Life in the late game. 37 minutes, one of our longer games so far. Outranging is usually the way you'd prefer to go, so Zoe would certainly fall in the outranging. And they're going to go for BDD's Zoe, that reverse legendary game. And if you can maintain map control, your Baron threat and things like that can be so powerful. Mid lane, BDD continues to have a fun time with Lava.
He's just trying to catch up into minions, trying to clear out this mid lane, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Yes, he's now brought it within 9, but it is going to be...
Smeb continues to back away. Sungyun's now mid lane.
Oh,
That's a trouble bubble.
That was one hell of a snipe as he gets stunned up. There's the grand entrance. This is a CG train, and now we've got some damage as Zenit grabs first blood. And they'll take a tower to boot. This is exactly what you want to get KT.
As we know from double tier Ezreal, but just want to outline that because Nady carry going Sorcerer's Shoes needs a bit of explanation.
It's a little bit confusing, but they may have actually caught out Zenit here as he's in no man's land. Snowflower trying to help with the quickness, but nope, nothing they can do. The entire bottom lane just going to be torn apart by this Urgot, and Tal having a redemption game for himself here in this one.
And it's all about that long mid lane. A Drake here, the Mountain Drake, third Drake of the game already at 21 minutes.
And how can KT actually clean this up in the Kesper Cup and then have a woeful LCK? They can bounce back and they can make things change as Score is about to be possibly able to figure that one out as Tal jumping in towards the backside of this fight as well as the Devour on top of the Piggy, and Key says that was some delicious Samgyeopsal to start this one off.
Extension of all that map, 24 minutes. A very different quandary for the Sivir.
And also needs BDD and Score to protect him while that happens. And it may not actually be enough here as they've caught out Snowflower. Does get into the stopwatch, but that is a C. Oh my goodness, he escapes the grand entrance as well to help him at the end. That battle dance. Beautifully timed. Hanwha can't grab the kill, but they do have all of the priority. KT want to find more as Snowflower goes back to the base. Zenit down to half health now, but still some lower health bars on Hanwha Life. That's the double snare to come in. His Score has a stopwatch. Smeb jumps himself all the way out, doesn't go for the stun, just wants to get rid of them. Takes them on a merry chase. I don't know whether that's exactly what they wanted as the ult misses from Score. Not something that we're used to seeing. And Smeb does pay the ultimate price in the end. That was a very weird team fight, Papa Smithy, but still, it's Hanwha Life that
around Zenit getting more items. That's what you're trying to do in this particular case, so you will outnumber wherever you go.
Yeah, we do have the control ward in there, so the steal is certainly available.
2-level lead for the enemy jungle, but here's the turn.
Lava jumps on forward, but they are going to turn off this Baron. Snowflower trying to dance his way up, but Tal right into the back line. Can he actually get the fear beyond death? Snowflower just going to try and juke his way around, and so far doing a great job, but no, there it is. Arms it, gets a couple of fears as well. The only kill they've taken so far as Smeb will be the second. KT rolls to lose 2, and Hanwha Life now have an opportunity to head towards a Baron after they get some health bars back. Shielded, but otherwise eaten by the rest of KT. Now too low to defend this easy Baron for Hanwha Life Esports.
Can do at this present point. The Baron makes it so difficult for even Sivir to wave clear. Here's Sungyun in the mid lane. Remember that Ezreal, with that change, pushed pretty fast. He's engaged.
There's the double knock-up to come in as well as the Tahm Kench will be the first one on the menu. The Grey Health is going to slow this one down very, very much, but not going to be enough as Hanwha Life say, well, I guess you can kill our Tahm Kench, but we're going to have a much better time elsewhere. True Shot Barrage, mid-animation, and BDD is going to take him down as well. So the bottom lane are traded for an inhibitor top side of the map, and now Hanwha trying to find more. BDD in trouble. Portal jump, not going to be able to get out of the way of anything though as Bono grabs that kill. More bad news here for KT as their base.
Always so important against Zoe. The similar story. 3 inhibitors go down, and I think we might be getting the first 3-game series of LCK Spring 2019.
Yeah, definitely a welcome thing as well, as all 3 inhibitors like
KT Rolster. How about even a Cloud Jake? Because, hey, you want that Elder to spawn as soon as possible.
Yep, 5 Drakes as well coming in for Hanwha Life Esports, and having 3. Yep, 6 super minions moving in. Every wave as well as KT standing under their Nexus turrets, but they're not going to be there for very long as even Lava's auto attacks are ridiculous. He dives his way forward. The health bars of the KT Rolster team are just disintegrating. Score going to go down first. Smeb has his Gargoyle Stone Plate, but it doesn't feel like it's doing anything right now, and Zenit going to be the second to go down. KT, the fountain is no longer safe, and they'll be wiped, and their Nexus very soon to follow.
And big ups to Hanwha Live, showing us that just a mental reset and another solid draft was all they needed to flip our expectations in this best of 3. We will be going the full 3 games. Hanwha Live are able, with no roster change.
A potential counter pick for the top lane, but that's going to be Lee Sin. Bono, gauntlet's been thrown. Lee versus the Xin Zhao.
Highest presence, highest pressure duos for ganking mid lane.
That was cute.
Could still happen here, but Bono's here for the counter gank, and we're going to see 2v2.
Yep, Score moving on in here as well as they do manage to get the Justice Punch. Oh, he's taunted! Can't take the claw out as Winds of War are flashed quite nicely. It's not enough though. First Blood going over to Score feels much more like Game 1 rather than Game 2.
Right on time.
Tick, which is the bad boy.
Might reveal that it's very likely for Score to be topside or around the mid lane. Trying this again.
Yeah, has himself another taunt, but oh, there's the Justice Punch! Actually able to stop Lava from taking the claw. Uses his ultimate on himself to keep himself alive, but there's the big damage from the Winds of War, and KT do it again in the mid lane.
And that was one of those times where you knew the kill would come in, even though you're a newer viewer and haven't seen so much Rumble in the past year. Most played by a landslide, 71 career games in the LCK International events. As here we go.
Yeah, there's the kickback, but I don't know whether Bono wanted that one. Had to flash out of the way of the Justice Punch, and now Lava tries his hand. It's a beautiful knockback, though, with the ultimate from Score, and Tal gets his way in there. 3rd time's the charm as they take down the Gargoyle. A sidestep from Score saves him from the arrow, but Hanwha Live, there is still life in this team.
One outplay from Score with the ult, but there's so many things thrown from downtown. A Scion Speedway and a large glacial arrow come through, and they get the single kill. They need an objective, though. A lot of ults were used, a lot of time was wasted to make this play. They're onto the Drake, no equalizer in range. This should be picked up by Hanwha Live.
Yeah, Scored going for Leandri's, Raleigh something potentially, or Azonia's to come in as item number 2.
Especially wouldn't have liked going for Ninja Tabi and not double Magic Pen. This is deep teleport. Here's Scion.
Yeah, Arrow is going to come down as well. Here's the combo once again. Bono is going to get in there and takes down the AD carry so incredibly quickly. Hero's entrance is like jumping into hell here for BDD. They've got the equalizer, but is it too late? As Score is trying to meander his way out, but Key is jumping on him. One more and he'll be able to get the gobble. Underneath the turret, just licks him to death. And Hanwha Life Esports, a beautiful team fight, a beautiful engage, and they'll be now 6-2 in kills after it's all said and done.
A clean ace onto KT Rolster at 12 minutes, Atlas. Massive.
As well will be another Ocean Drake, unfortunately, here for Hanwha, but they will have a lot of regen. Keep them in these lanes even longer. Performance so far. After what was some good ganks for Score in the early stages of the game, they still want to try and fight for this. Half the health bar is now on this Infernal Drake. Hero's entrance is available. Equalizer is available. Score in there in range for a potential smite as we've got the fight into the backline. Good position of the Hero's entrance. Breaks up Hanwha Life Esports as BDD is causing a ruckus. That's going to be first kill going down. Sangyun going to be the first to fall. And now Hanwha have to get the hell out of there. KT miraculously.
Such a play. Right now, they're more about trying to clear some control wards, as killing Smeb will be a happy moment for Hanwha Life.
Yeah, that certainly looks to be the priority as we've got 4 members on the bottom side of the map. I think the Baron might be the call here from KT, so Hanwha, no secret that is going to be the option.
But you're not really meant the gold lead at truly being 4,000 right now, not so much. Here we go.
Yeah, trying to get in there. The quickness is down as Key does have the Devour. Sangyun gets himself to a safe position. Featherstorm saves Zenit this time, but he's still going to get Decimating Smash. And Tal now trying to get his way out of the fight. Nice double stun to come in here as scored, keeping himself alive. Arrow lands onto Smeb in the backline, but the equalizer didn't do enough work here as Bono trying some tricky stuff, and BDD putting his way into the front, gets a decent taunt. There are the stopwatches now as Bono slinks away but isn't able to survive this fight. The health bars are solo, but somehow it's just a 1-for-1 in the end. Smeb will die, meaning that Hanwha Life do manage to take the team fight, but damn, it was close.
A really intricate team fight between Hanwha Life, very long extended fight. I like the equalizer because of the likelihood of kiting up as Sang Uniki, but it's down from now, and so many tools are down until Bono decides that they're going to re-engage. This fight went double the duration than we really
say no to it, and he's just going to split push to winning more. They've decided that they don't want to answer, as this Mountain Drake is what KT are going to get. As Snowflower, Battle Dance available. I don't know what's going to happen here, as we've got the fight continuing. The teleport to come down. Score grabs the dragon, but can they win the fight? Equalizer does basically nothing. Exactly right. Another arrow comes in. Bono has done his work and been able to get out, as well as BDD. Cannot quite say the same yet. Trying to flash for the AoE is definitely enough. KT still trying to do more, but they can't do it against Hanwha Life, who whitewashed KT Rolster.
And they're going to win. The flash there, aggressively prey style, is pulled off, and Hanwha Life will upset KT Rolster in their attempt to defend their crown. They will lose their first series in Lowell Park.
Yeah, Hanwha Life Esports, after what was such a disappointing Kesper Cup, such a disappointing Game 1, turn it all around on a dime. Game 2 looked beautiful, and Game 3, all control from Hanwha, who upset our LCK champions and take Game 1.
Hanwha Life Esports out team fight KT Rolster in the clutch, Atlas.
Yeah.
Something you would never expect in 2018 happens in 2019. The fans either dumbfounded or in ecstasy compared on whether you're a KT or a Hanwha Life fan. A squad that was considered to be in the bottom 3 has just upset KT. Does that mean Hanwha Life is a contender, or does that mean that KT are very off the pace of the top 6? We don't know the answer just yet, Atlas, but we dare to dream that it could be a more competitive.
Marksman is going to be an interesting choice, as the Xin Zhao is what's locked in.
The Sejuani definitely gave a long leash when it came to the most free farm lane you're going to get when you lock in a pretty risky first round duo lane for Kingstone Dragon.
Wow, we've already got a flash on the bottom side. Viper just gets destroyed. That is a level 2 advantage. I haven't seen capitalized like that for a very long time.
Fist bump, that's more expected than you might expect from Acorn.
Did Acorn tell him to do that?
Did Tucson just die?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
He did.
Man, that could unleash 2-item Ezreal and find a lead with rotational play. This time it's a bit more of a brute force duo, and giving Griffin a Drake, not the ideal way to... Based on my solo queue games, people, when Aurelia's banned, seem to lock in Akali, so let's see if Chovy can rekindle what was some great assassin play in the Kesper Cup final.
Well, we'll see where the Tarzan can actually just take down Rascal, and he can. That is the Halo Blades, ladies and gentlemen. Level 8, he's got a Warrior Enchant. You are dead, my friend.
Glacial Path's not enough of an escape there. With the run of play, Griffin have also got the Rift Herald topside.
Well, Cuz, you can see, I believe, didn't actually poke his head out. That was a visual bug, as Griffin now know that he's down here. They're actually going for the dive. Hemoplague onto 3 members, but Viper has the pull. He'll get so much health back from this pop, as well as the teleport comes in from Sword. Turns into a train, trying to turn this one around, but Rascal has joined in this battle. Meanwhile, Rift Herald goes down, and now Kingzone are in this awful position. 5 members now underneath this turret. They need to make this one work. They take the first kill. They will get the second. Sword, the next to go down. This is a dive I wasn't expecting. It's looking beautiful. Sword to be taken. It's Rascal with the double now. As Chovy, can he finish them all off? Gets the first one. The zombie sword is still here. Dives over, gets the double kill. Will he have another Q? Not enough energy just yet. Has to flash to get out of the way. Has
bounty and a kill bounties, 46 CS. It's 176 CS in 15 minutes as Akali is engaged.
Is the engage, yeah, we've got the quickness to start this one off, as Deft has to use the ult defensively to try and get out. So far, no one's died just yet, but that is not going to happen for long, as Pawn is going to be the first one to die. Chovy still chasing on through. Deft and Cuz limping away from this one. Cuz thinking about making his way back in.
You see this much more than top lane, where electrocute is usually the way forward. You go for forward again, just for the sustain, and because movement speed always means damage for a champion.
Wrap around here as Lahen's poking his head in. Viper still hanging around the area. Chovy wanting to try and ambush. Deft is such a juicy target. Over the wall he goes. Lehens doesn't find the first portion of this CC, but there's the Hemo Plague. And Deft already so incredibly low. No mana to speak of as Tarzan's trying to get in there. Viper over the side is the one to finish him off. The Urgot once again goes down as an afterthought, and Cuz will be the next one to fall. All the gap closes all the time, and Viper is now 3-2-0.
And oh, does the house of cards fall quickly into silly season. It's already 6,000 gold.
6,000 gold. Not even 20 minutes just yet is just ludicrous.
Run, Rascal.
Yeah, you need to get out of here. Use the last of his mana to try and use that Claw of Doom, but Lehens is here. That is a very, very easy grand entrance and delivered over to the mid laner as Chovy says, no, Viper, this one's mine.
The new generation rises. Have a teamfight impact and can dive with all of his friends. The dive buddies are there. The trust falls have been completed by Griffin. They definitely have some of the best communication we've ever seen. Speaking of trust falls.
Lehens in possibly a little bit of trouble. Tucson has used the barrel quite nicely, but Tarzan going to grab that first kill. The double knock-up from Sword as he makes his way in. And this is the type of combination play that we expect from Griffin. It's just beautiful. Pawn once again trying not to die. This time he'll be okay, but the rest of his team, not so much.
And this comes after that as runaway favorites for LCK Spring 2019.
And Viper continuing to make Vladimir look like the best bottom lane champion in the game. Not sure how you go from dying to first blood and then not having a flash for the whole laning phase, going down half the CS of a Kai'Sa, and then walking away feeling fantastic. With Kingzone starting things so beautifully with that 2v2 kill against Viper, to that being a bit of an afterthought. And it turning into the game that most people were expecting is we're going to continue a three-man knock-up from Lehens as Tarzan going to once again kill Deft. Rascal now in trouble, has to self-ult as Viper just wanders past him. Now decides that he might kill him as Cuz is being taken care of by the rest of his team. Chovy going to secure that kill, and now they're looking to break open the base.
The gold lead is in Silly Stations. We should play the Yakety Sax 15,000 gold lead. Going to be cemented with this turret going down. Griffin are on a different level to the other members of the LCK as far as we've seen. 2-0 over Freaka, 3-0 over Damwon, 3-0 over Gen G so far on the 2019 patch, looking to make quick work of Kingzone.
Yep, this Death Note once again happening. As you can see, Lehens once again bouncing around. It's another kill going over to Tarzan. This guy seems like he can do absolutely no wrong when it comes to Korean League of Legends at this stage. Tucson trying to make a play, but all he's going to do is die as the Nexus turrets fall. The Nexus soon to follow, and Griffin, their first game in the LCK for 2019 is no surprise for anyone following them, and an absolute joy to watch if you're already a Griffin fan.
Masterful performance from Griffin, and yet, do we learn anything?
Everywhere, but since then, haven't seen it whatsoever, and now the answer is going to be the Zac. The Cuz special, of course, debuted in the LCK. Be able to easily grab those ones away. Cuz roaming around
Lehens
here.
is actually all alone with no flash.
Yeah, gets that very deep ward in there. Does have the repel available. Will get behind Pawn, but puts himself very close to that knock-up from the Zac. And he's likely just going to get taken down here. Tucson comes in, wants an assist. Deft wishes he had got one, but he actually did as he nailed the W on the way through. And that is going to be, once again, a very easy pick-off to start this game.
And good news, the world is saved. Sport Elise delayed from solo queue. It went down, therefore, no one will try.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a terrible, terrible pick.
Well, he went in and there was a really smart trinket ward over the ramp there that confirmed, and it was an Tarzan, but you still heavily lose the 2v2. It's level 5 Zac, so yeah, still have to move away from that. Pawn might be caught here.
Yeah, Chovy diving forward. The flash has to be used here from Pawn, but the E was held onto for so long. There's the audacious charges. Pawn very, very low, trying to get more done here, but gets their heads bogged together. Doesn't matter as Cuz still has to flash to get his way out, and he will lose his... But that is going to be, once again, the Rift Herald going down in favor of Tarzan.
Ezreal was trading up with the early Sheen. Mid lane's going just fine. Chovy farming it out. Pawn trying to chase.
Yeah, Tarzan able to audaciously charge over the wall on top of him there as well. Has to go into his stopwatch, but is this a see your death moment? That's the question. The answer is a definitive yes, as that teleport has to be followed, but that's one too many turret shots. The flash from Rascal, not able to take down Tarzan.
This Rift Herald, the reason why they're happy to make this trade, they know that the Jace not getting free time. The Jace.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like Smeb was really our biggest Blade of the Ruin King Jace player as Deft gets engaged on here by Tarzan. That amount of damage is just despicable.
Oh, Cuz
dives forward. Yeah, he was looking for it. But unfortunately, without your 80 carry, is just going to go down as Tarzan continuing the pressure.
Jace main, but I've seen the matchup enough to know he probably shouldn't be losing your turret solo.
Yeah. That being said, things going wrong elsewhere on the map as well, as Cuz, once again, looking for an engagement, but choosing your target as an Ezreal probably not a great idea, as there's the flash from Tarzan trying to turn it around. Gets knocked back. It's Rascal that's able to help out there, as Cuz should go down to the passive. The Q from Viper is enough for that. As Death looking for a way into this fight. The Q able to do some damage, but it's Sword tanking the majority of it. Good knock up off to the side. Chovy 1v1 against Pawn, but low health bars here for Griffin. They're still pushing forward. Deft has the ultimate, and now the re-engage from Kingzone. Lahans so incredibly low. The flash from Deft, as now we've got Sword channeling the Q, but that means the Deft free hitting onto him. It's going to be the Mystic shots there, and Viper way too low to get himself back forward. Zombie Scion is just a beast trying to take down Deft, as the teleport's here to turn it around once again.
Akali had no available on the Akali. Halfway through the fight, not yet. It looks like this is going to be a huge win for Kingzone. We see Deft free hitting at the tail end of all of this, and yet Deft can turn around after this, made the play really good, but could never actually cement it because Viper...
With what felt like a very even exchange, Griffin was still able to get so much more than Kingzone.
Now, there is an Infernal being worn by them, and Chovy could be taken down here. No ult, remember, on Pawn.
Yep. That being said, he will need to be very, very careful. Disdain not able to actually arm, and the corrosive charge also not going to find it because gets the flash out. Chovy will get his head bonked into the turret as Deft lands it this time, wants to find the Q.
Zion!
Doesn't get it! Sidestep from Deft keeps him out of the way, but now Pawn once again in a horrible spot, and Chovy gets into the shroud and baits beautifully. Both of them go down. The best friends dead at exactly the same time. And Griffin just chuckle and get themselves towards that 10,000 gold lead.
And the healing that came through from the support Elise actually ends up keeping him guaranteed out of the threshold of the just available Fear Beyond Death. Awesome stuff from Griffin across two different encounters. And now they want to kill Rascal, who doesn't have a lot of good places to go, and is actually awkwardly spotted by the Vision Plan.
Yep. Chovy going to jump over that wall, and Rascal tanking the turret because he has to. Is in a whole host of trouble. Acceleration Gate might get him a little bit further towards safety, but Lahens needs to land the cocoon, picks the juke. And that should be Chovy grabbing the kill. He will do it. Lahens still takes a lot of damage, of course.
Only as good as it. Only right at the end do we see it come in. He has the W. He held this for a long time, not shown in the Spectre overlay. This time, Pawn does hit the ultimate. The Fear Beyond Death does arm, but it never goes through. Because not
available right now, actually. Rascal picks up that red buff. No steal to go over to Griffin here, but Pawn underneath this mid lane turret. I have a feeling he's dead. Another cocoon's going to land. A very easy pick off under the turret in the mid lane. Feels like all the time Griffin find anyone who is even slightly out of position.
Where is the safe position against Griffin Atlas? I think it's perhaps here from the casting desk, where you don't have to hedge your bets at all.
What, right at the back of the fountain? Is that not okay?
You know, I don't know if you're safe there, Atlas.
That's real scary stuff. As I'm beginning to believe you, as Tucson just going to get solid out on the back end. Tarzan picks that one up very, very easily once again. Positional mistake. And Griffin are going to punish on the stage right now in front of everyone.
Very deep teleport being attempted here to try to squish a bug one more time.
Yeah, he's going to be able to transfer to the Baron really nicely. Has the cocoon as Deft. He's going to be able to avoid it. Lahens will. Oh my god! The redemption keeps him alive for that little while longer. But Deft has the auto attack and finishes it off.
Man, the redemption arming, the orbital heal rather than the orbital
video. We need someone to make their intro
Sword
video
is
of
the
the
everyman
Griffin sitcom.
who can do whatever he needs to do.
But he's
almost won the whole damn thing, Atlas. We already saw the anime. Season 2, apparently the feedback was a bit more comedy.
Well, Lahens is the one that's jumped on that train and is now going to get caught once again, but Cuz puts his face into that cocoon, and that is not what you want. The rest of his friends do turn up. Kingzone have to back away. Chovy once again in his shroud. One is started. Deft just explodes! Chovy found him, and Chovy dealt with him as well. Lahens gets in here, but he's not the one to talk about because all the damage is elsewhere. Cuz probably didn't want to actually kidnap anyone into the backline. His Sword just delivered free entry. The Urgot dies as an afterthought, and Rascal says, I don't want to go anywhere near you guys. I'm happy to sacrifice the base. I might take a turret on the map. The Griffins say they don't even want to sacrifice that.
Insane. Deft was playing League of Legends, then disconnected half a second later. Found his death was an afterthought. They take down the Baron, 5,000 damage.
Found wanting, but I think that most teams will be in that same category as we've got another engage coming in from Tarzan. Gets the knockback as the kidnap's used just to get Cuz out of dodge. The damage still going to be there, and the inhibitor going to go down. Tarzan sacrifices half his health bar for that cocoon. Landing onto Pawn, and he gets destroyed by Lehens. Has that Q damage just to get rid of the Urgot. And Chovy, what is that? Dives onto Def, somehow got tagged, and that's the true shot barrage, finishing it off. I don't know how that happened, but damn, Def was, now you're here, now you're not, and the Nexus is going to go down because now no one has any damage to speak of. Griffin showing up here on the LCK stage for 2019. They were beasts in the Casper Cup, and they're continuing it on the LCK stage.
Welcome back to the LCK, Griffin. You have not missed a trick. 10 matches now is the streak since the start of Casper Cup on the 2019 patch. And how long can that streak extend, both in the LCK and also over the course of 2019? Griffin don't need to step up and celebrate. No fist bumps needed. They know they've just done the minimum, and the minimum for Griffin is a 2-0.
And that tag and burst at the end from Chovy really solidifying what this match
Viper
was.
loved it so much after getting the kill, he just ran into the fountain and died. He was like, I need to die next to my good friend Deft.
Yeah, and also needs to try and even out his scoreline with his support play, you know, giving him some support, some moral support he gets from Lehens so often. You can see feeling probably a bit downtrodden are these